And we're enabled. Oh, we're live. What was that face?
I'm like, I'm once again, remember, throwing back to the decoding of the mainframe.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what I was doing. I was just staring at this tweet as if it was going to write itself. And then I realized you were like 4 seconds. I'm like, crap.
All right. Well, it don't matter now. Hopefully you made it in the finish line. Welcome, guys, to Loading Screen. Another episode this week. Of course, I am Dre, a.k.a. Crash. I am player 1 and my player 2 today, as per usual. I'm waiting.
You know, that's weird. I was never...
Come on, Luigi. Damn it. All right, there we go.
I was never player 2. I was always
I'm
player
even
1.
wearing
You
red
had
today.
to have been player 2. You're the younger brother. You had to have been player 2.
I was. You know what's funny? Facts. I was a lot of player 2, but then I'm also the middle child, so then I was also player 1 most of the time when it came to my younger brother.
You got it. Nice.
Bam, got him. I've been on both. Yeah, holy babyface. I was gonna bring that up, man. You are not sticking with the beard, man. Everyone else is like, yo,
look.
quarantine beard, and you're just like, no, Alex babyface all day.
Whenever you guys see me shaved, it's normally because I screwed something up.
Oh, okay.
So right before the stream, I was it was like 10:50, right? And thank God you were like, yeah, we're gonna go live at 11:15. I'm like, sweet, because I had so like, you know, my beard was getting low, right? So then I let it grow up above. Like normally I let it grow and then I trim it all at the same length. I used the wrong trimmer length size thingy, and then it looked like this, and I was like, shit. And I was like, all right, it all has to come off.
Well, this manscaping episode, of course, is brought to you by Zip Chair and Mike and Ike.
Yo, we should get a like a Gillette sponsor.
That'd be
cool.
kind of cool. I mean, I don't know if it would
Coffee,
work.
Gillette.
I don't know if it would work for me though. It's like anti Gillette right now. But I mean, trim up, clean
Oh,
up.
I mean, no,
Absolutely.
beard oils are shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
We'll
that'd
see
be
what's
cool.
up. We'll see what's up. All right. Well, regardless, guys, once again, welcome to Loading Screen. This is your morning podcast to cue your day up with, man. It is Tuesday, the 21st of July. I had a heck of a weekend only because I had like productions to do, so I was like super swamped. But I know there were some announcements that went through last week.
Time out. Are you telling me that you didn't play Ghost of Tsushima?
I have not played Ghost of Tsushima. I have not.
I'm out.
All right,
I'm out.
later. All right, cool guys. It's been a good show. See you guys later. Nah, I'm kidding. Okay, we're here.
I'm over there. I see the starting screen. I'm like, shit. What did you just do?
No, I didn't get a chance. To sit down and play it. I know. I'm the worst. But regardless,
I'm looking forward to your review.
No, it's gonna take a little bit for me to review it because I'm gonna want to do
all
so
right.
much. It's open world, man. We had this discussion last week, right? But the good thing about it though is, speaking of review wise, it's been doing pretty well. So I actually took a chance. I just completely, due to the fact that of course I was working, but I was kind of ignoring what people were saying about it because I want to just make my own opinion on it. I did check out Metacritic to see where it was standing, user score versus what critics are saying.
See, this is. Well, I want to dive into this whole review thing at some point.
Yeah, I mean, this is still
today.
subjective. A review is still subjective. Like, whatever you might think is good could be complete garbage, just hate me, and vice versa. But generally, mob mentality, like if there's like something, like a specific theme I'm seeing, tends to be true when enough people are saying it, or, could be at least in a certain direction. But overall, like, we're not going to go into specific details yet because, for one, I haven't played the game and I still want to, of course, create my own opinion on it. But 83 on the meta score and 9.2 on users with 8,000 ratings. That's pretty good.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot.
I'm wondering where the faults could possibly be. It's not obviously a 10 out of 10, but not like that many games are have achieved that infamous score. But for it being a game that kind of came out of nowhere, and what they were promising, from the beginning, it looked good. But we've been down this path plenty of times before where a game looks good, but it's just really, there's no substance.
Later you find out it's not that great.
Yeah, it's no substance behind it. It's just like, whatever. This was pretty refreshing to see. I had absolutely no idea. I completely had a blind eye to it. I was making sure not to hear anything, and about before the show started is when I decided to just take a peek and see.
I'm just reading chat and I'm cracking up.
Damn, my man, he hit you with the.
Right? It's not supposed to be a right angle, dude.
It's perpendicular.
Actually, there's a tiny little.
Yeah, you definitely have like
right
you have like a 45 going there, bro.
Yeah, I never go right angle, dude. That looks weird, man.
90 degrees looks a little weird.
Yeah, dude. You failed geometry, bro? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm very curious about this. I did watch a lot of gameplay for this. Like, I watch a lot of streamers play this game, and it looks fantastic. I'm itching because I want to play it, but I don't want to play it on the old system. So,
So you're still gonna just hold out till PS5 before you're playing this?
I think
That's
so.
That's rough, man. I don't know.
so.
I don't know if I know it sounds horrible. I don't think you can do it. You're gonna give
No,
in.
you don't think? You don't? Yeah, you think so?
You're gonna give in.
I don't know, dude.
It looks really good, and sure, we got a PS4 Pro now, but like, yes, there's gonna be a difference. I'm going to assume there's gonna be a difference between PS5 and PS4, but like, I don't think it's gonna be mind-blowingly different. Like, the story is gonna be the story. A game which that's shitty graphic, but a game with lesser powerful graphics, but with just as good of a story, can still impact you just as well as a game that has good graphics and a good story, right? It's still like the same formula. Remember, substance. Stop being so. Oh God, what's the word? I'm flipping. I'm tripping on it.
I know the word too.
Do you?
Not high maintenance.
No, not high maintenance.
It's when somebody only likes to look at
appearance,
things.
by appearance. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It just slipped out my.
Chat,
my
help
head.
us out. Crap.
Anyway, that. Yeah. Stop being that.
Yeah, that one.
But it's still like I was pretty pleased to see the scores here, and this isn't the only game either I actually got a chance to check out on Metacritic. It was another one just because I was also curious. I would probably eventually play the game, maybe if I have like a lot of extra time on my Switch. But it's the Paper Mario game that went out last Friday as well. You know that they did the Treehouse event, announced it. It was coming out that Friday. We just did the show right before, so we had no idea how it was going to stand. One quick note that I do want to retract that I wasn't aware of, and apparently other people weren't aware of, is that this isn't an RPG. As in, there's no RPG elements to this. If you follow the trends,
wasn't the original one RPG?
Yes, they've been slowly taking the trends out. So basically, what happened is like when like Paper Mario, Super Mario RPG, obviously that started it, and things like the Mario and Luigi adventures on like the 3DS or whatever, those were all still the RPG lines, but they've been slowly kind of taking those away. Even that last Paper Mario with like the stickers, to my knowledge, from what I remember, didn't have like a level up or experience. This one straight up doesn't, and kind of took some people by surprise because they had assumed, because it being Paper Mario, and if they weren't playing the previous games, they would have realized that they've been taking those elements away. And then it goes as far as like there's Iwata asks like that happened that explained from from the developers that they were planning on pulling those out, that they were actually just wanting to get rid of the RPG elements because they felt like it wasn't necessary anymore. They could create this very unique play style, create this unique battle system. So just kind of want to like redact what I said last week on saying it was an RPG series, and it's not. So
well, I heard so I was talking to my buddy Jacob, and he was telling me that he got it. I think it was him that told me this. He got it, he played it, and really a big turnoff for it was the combat system. He was like, I find myself avoiding combat because it's annoying.
I've been hearing the same. So if you actually take a peek at the actual scores here,
do we have a video? I want to look up a video for. I want to look up a video for the combat.
For the combat itself, I was gonna say trailers like embedded in here, but it's an ad with it.
Let me see.
We'll wait on that. But regardless, user score 6.7. Like that's pretty skewed, especially for a Mario game compared to like what the critics are putting up there. I'm wondering what could cause it. I didn't go super deep into any spoiler territory. We won't be doing that here, of course, because in case anyone wants to obviously play it. But yeah, like, you know, people complaining and already, you know, kind of seeing the arguments like there's no XP. The puzzles, they said the puzzles were rather underwhelming, which is kind of weird. You know, Mario games tend to have some pretty creative puzzles.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the one that came out on the Switch.
Yeah, so for them to kind of skimp on that a little bit kind of sucks. So can see where the complaints are coming at. Okay. Give it a sec. There we go. Very, very weird. I've been noticing this happening. I don't know. I'm not sure why.
So I was just like skimming through that. This is titled Combat System Explained. So it's a shame. It looks fantastic. I mean, the artwork is so creative. I love the look of it. But yeah, so going into the combat system, I saw somebody play it like this. I guess this is just, it looks like this is how every encounter is like.
Yep, it's all about. So they took elements of, what is it? Rubik's Cube, and this is actually from the actual interview itself. It was like the Rubik's Cube and something else, and that's how they got the idea of lining up enemies. And because when you line them up, you can do like multiple hits and see what I mean, like that. Yeah, it's rather interesting, don't get me wrong, but it's not what people traditionally think of when it comes to the Paper Mario games. But at the same time, I can't fault them for trying to create something unique and new, because obviously with a new entry, you know, doing the same thing over and over again, you know, you're trying to generate something new out of it, right? Yeah, it's I can already see now how it can already be tiring, because look how the pace kind of slows
it just looks
down. Like, oh man, like look at that back and forth. So I don't versus you know, I grab some items, you know, some unique movements for certain attacks to get like the max attack points or hit points on your enemy, and then, you know, experience level up. Thank you. Let me bring up my MP on this one, or my star power and then boogie on to the next one. I can see how you might want to avoid combat at times, because this could get exhausting kind of quick.
One of the things that, like, this brings up another question, like, are these games getting too easy? Like, I feel like Nintendo is just catering towards the younger generation a little too much, in my opinion. That hot take from me, like we kind of talked about it when we were talking about Super Mario Kart the other day, or several weeks ago. How when you're in first place, all you do is get coins. When you're in last place, all you do is get like Bowser shells and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that. The games are getting easier, and I don't know. That's just something that kind of turns me off to a game. Like even Super Mario Party, the new one that came out on the Switch. I was so excited to get that because I love that game. But you get a star for coming in last place, or something like that.
We're falling into the participation trophy,
the participation stuff. Like,
why? And stuff like that is a whole other conversation itself that we could do an entire show on. But at the end, like I said, this game, though it looks great for a Paper Mario, it looks awesome. I'm always happy to see how creative they get, but it seems like they might have tried a little too hard on trying something new that like just might be a little bit, like I said, the battle system might kind of turn you off.
Listen, I credit them to trying something new.
Absolutely, I won't doubt them on that. It's just, yeah, not feeling it as much, and it's understandable. But yeah, regardless though, I mean, give it a try. Not only of course Paper Mario, but Ghost of Tsushima, which I definitely will. Make your own opinions on it. We'd love to hear from you guys if you decide to actually pick up one of these games. But yeah.
So Rich said, or in chat,
what's up?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably end up getting it at some point if it's on sale, right? Laymabs in chat says it's annoying and you barely get any coins or XP for it, so it's worthless. So Laymabs, do you actually have this game? New Paper Mario stinks and I don't like it. I mean, there you go. Reviews.
I would love to hear. I want to hear your thoughts on it. What about it is are you not feeling? Is it the gameplay? Is it, like I said, the puzzle? Is it just the overall pace? Let me get a little detail right there. I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, what's the thing that turned you off to it?
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to your thoughts on it in a second. But in the meantime, not only was that like the two main games that dropped last week, but there was a Nintendo Mini Direct that also went down. That caught a lot of people, and of course.
So I've got a question about this game for you.
This game, right
but I'll
here.
Let you finish.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 being released or not released or announced is a pretty big deal. Last we had one was 2013, so it's been 7 long years since the last entry of this game. For those that don't know,
this is a remaster, right?
No, this is a new game.
It is, okay.
Shin Megami Tensei 5, yeah. We haven't seen a 5 yet. This was 4 was the last one.
I mean, I'm completely in the dark about this series, so
yeah, this is one of those niche ones. This is one of those niche ones that, like, if you're an Atlas fan, Persona is the series that most people will go to. But if you really, if you really played their games, you know about this series as well. That's why everyone's also kind of like, it was up in arms about this announcement, because they were expecting a Persona announcement of some way, shape, or form. But yeah, so
I'm a little bummed Persona's not on the Switch. I thought it was, because I mean, I've never been interested in it, and now I'm like, maybe I'll try it out, but it's not on the Switch. So
I mean,
there we go. Anyway,
it's not outside the realm of it happening. Absolutely.
That's what I've heard.
It's definitely not outside the realm of it happening, but yeah, it's let me see. It's made by the same producer, which is of course Kazuyuki Yamai. He did 4. I think he actually also did 3 and 2. I don't know about 1, but I know for a fact he did 4. This is slated for a 2021 release. We haven't had any, big details past that. There's normally really cool things in like the series if you're a fan of it. There's like guest characters in it. Like previously, we've had like Dante from Devil May Cry in the series, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But there's like another character that's like replacing him. I didn't know which one specifically. My assistant had just told me earlier, and I forgot what she said.
So can you can you fill me in on? Like I said, I know nothing about this series or game or what to expect. Like, do you know it well enough to kind of tell me what it's like? What's the storyline like?
I haven't played all of them, so lore is
Okay.
deep. Lore is deep.
Okay.
I couldn't sit and really explain it all here because some stories are not connected. They're like just encapsulated stories. But there's
Okay.
themes. There's a lot of monster raising and capturing, very very Pokemon-esque kind of deals that you'll see here, where you can get different monsters. Like you'll see that kind of same thing in Persona games. It's one of Atlus's tells when it comes to these games. I don't know what is this particular game is going to be all about. But that's just my experience in the past. It's pretty grindy. It's an RPG, of course. It's a grindy game, but it's got a very unique style. Like, once again, when I talked about things like Devil May Cry and stuff before, it's because, you know, we've had, what is it, one of Capcom's main artists at the time that did like Devil May Cry 3. They're the ones that designed or did work for this company, so there's a lot of influence there, which is really cool, which is why there's also a fan base behind it, because of the unique style. But past that, like I said, monster raising, you know, capturing, you're gonna have enemies become friends, and you develop an entire list of it. It's a very edgy Pokemon, if you won't go that route. But there is an entire story behind it. There is an arc for the character from beginning to end. And it's like I said, the worlds and such they put you in, very very unique, very vast. From what this is looking, it's kind of wild. But yeah, that's really all we have to go on by that. Like, there's an acquired taste to it, but I think it's still a really fun game. Like, the series itself has always been like pretty fire.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Plural just said it like has one of the trippiest lores. It does. It is pretty wild. But you know, that's like what Atlus does. Like, if you look at the Persona games, you'll see like every game is a trippy story in itself, and they're not necessarily tied. Like, some of them are, like, they're characters that, you know, start in 3. And you
Well, it reminds me of Final Fantasy, how the games
like
aren't necessarily tied to each other. But
yeah, they're their own encapsulated world. So this is no different.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting. Like, yeah, this got a lot of people angry, and also got a lot of people hype. And for it being on Nintendo is pretty sick, specifically for the Switch. Meaning that the door is open for seeing maybe a Persona 5 on the Switch. I can see the Switch being able to push Persona 5. It's got a very unique style, but I don't think it's going to be that demanding to port over. And like I said, it's more, you know, it's cell shaded. It's not about like super graphic details. It just has its own unique style that they could easily bring over. So wouldn't be surprised. Like I said,
no, man, I want to check it out, because I mean, Persona, everybody talks, you know, so highly of it. And if this is, you know, made by same people, then
oh yeah, absolutely,
I would assume this one would have an amazing story as well. You know, it's funny. I was actually talking with my one buddy about this the other day. Is I find myself being drawn toward games with, you know, I guess at some point there was a time where I was really interested in like the gameplay and whatnot. But I think now I'm trying to, honestly, I'm sorry, I don't know. I was watching the video and lost my train of thought. But right now, I find myself being
in the game too. What was I doing?
Where am I? But I find myself being attracted to more story-driven games now. You know, where the writing is top tier. You know, where there's character arcs, where I can, you know, fall in love with the character and follow that character through. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, you're gonna want to follow this character multiple times, because Atlus games are also notorious for like you doing New Game Plus to then open up other avenues, like other endings, other interactions with characters that you didn't know about before or haven't tried before. So there's a lot of replayability because there's just so much content, and you're gonna see the same thing happen here. So it's one for the long haul. So it might be right up your alley, son. But yeah, Persona. Oh my goodness, Shin Megami Tensei 5 on the board, releasing in 2021. Hopefully we'll get some more details soon enough. I'm more interested in just seeing how the battle system's going to be. That's always been my big thing, because that's what the majority you're going to be dealing with, right? Outside of the dialogue and the constant, you know, character interactions you're going to have, like the battle system like needs to be.
I mean, and we just said how a certain combat system could destroy a game, right?
Not destroy a game, but it could definitely like not help.
No,
yeah, it's done, one and done. But it could definitely hemorrhage, you know, the enjoyability you're gonna have in it. So
yeah, of course.
right. So,
So
from that, we got some Call of Duty. What is
yeah,
this?
I want to touch on it a little bit because the elephant in the room this week is the Xbox Series X showcase this week, right?
That is this week.
Is it right? I'm pretty sure it is Xbox Series X showcase. I'm
Yeah,
making sure because I'm pretty sure it's this week.
Triple check that, son.
But I'll triple check that because I like to say things that I think are true. No, July 23rd, Thursday. So
Yeah.
in prep for we'll refer to that in a little bit, but yes. So last week I meant to cover it on Thursday's show. But Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, as many of you guys I'm sure have heard, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is going to be the next installation. Well, I was just, scrolling through articles as I normally do, whether it be, before bed or whatever. And it appears that the Red Door has appeared on Microsoft Store. So people are assuming this. Now, I don't know how on earth they got. I may, maybe have to read this a little bit more, but I don't know how they got Call of Duty 2020 out of the Red Door. But that being said, unless that's like the new title of it, forgive me for being correct if that. But apparently this is like an alpha build for Call of Duty 2020. That's kind of cool. It's an interesting image for Call of Duty. You don't even get that through this image, right? So. But I don't know, man. I personally, I don't think. I think they need to stop releasing Call of Duty games every year. I know some people. I know. I mean, I know Activision loves their money. And no matter, they could release 3 Call of Duties in 1 year, and it's gonna make them money, right? So, but that being said, 81 gigabyte size. But yeah, they're saying features multiplayer, rated M for mature, intense violence, blood language. Yeah. I think the biggest thing with this is I'm just excited for zombies.
So this is rumored to be named Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
How they always. I mean, dude, people will rumor 20 million different rumors or names before it actually gets released, but they believe that the next one is going to take place during the Cold War, in the Cold War era.
There hasn't been a Call of Duty that we did in the Cold War, is there?
I don't think so.
That'd be kind of weird.
I don't think so.
The more I'm just thinking about it, I'm not the biggest of Call of Duty. Not fans. It's like I don't know the lore 100%. 9 times out of 10 for me, it's multiplayer. That's what it is. But I cannot remember if they've done just straight up the Cold War like that. And if they did,
I don't think they did.
If they did, this is just a revisit, and it's gonna be like a modern take on something they did maybe in the early Call of Duties for it. But that's
right. I mean, they did the Pacific. They did the both fronts in World War II. They did World War I, World War II. All I don't know. But I don't remember seeing correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I don't remember seeing Black Ops or Cold War. But Black Ops is the best series. Artelian in chat says Black Ops is the best series. Treyarch is the superior company. I don't know, dude. I honestly think this most recent Call of Duty is probably one of the best that I've seen in the last decade. But one thing that has turned me off from it is this size.
Modern Warfare 2 for life, homie.
Wait, when did Modern Warfare 2 come out? I said last decade, but what are we talking here?
That probably was like 2000. What 2000?
At least
8, 2007.
2009.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, we're close.
Real close.
That was when gaming was at its peak. I
missed
think.
it by that much.
That much. But no. So it's funny. I had to uninstall Call of Duty from my PC because
that shit's like 100.
So
gigs.
I have my I have my operating system on an SSD, 250 gig SSD. Which a lot of people do, right? And I put normally the game that I'm currently playing on my SSD, right? This game is taking up like 150 to 200 gigs now.
Yeah, it's like 200 now.
Get that shit off of my hard drive, dude.
Yeah, you
come on.
You have to upgrade. I mean, dude, also, by the way, 256 gigs on an SSD. What year is this? You can buy like a terabyte now for like $80.
I had it in my PC for a few years, bro.
Time to upgrade.
Back in my day. No, I mean, well, dude, no, here's the thing. I mean, I got 250 gigs on my, see, Pluro knows. I got 250 gigs for my operating system and one game. So I just take my games and I transfer them whenever I'm playing it because I'm not playing more than, two or three games?
Now, just follow me here. Why not just...
Why not all of them?
Install more than one game. Yeah, exactly. Why not just install more than one game, so you never have to worry about transferring or any other bullshit that you're doing right now. That's
I know.
I'm trying to put you on the game, Alex. I'm trying to put you on the game, dog.
We'll get there. My next PC, when the new graphics cards come out, the new NVIDIA cards come out, I'm gonna just probably end up building a whole new rig, and that's what I'll.
Yeah, actually, you know what? As soon as I get some details on that, I'm fighting myself on whether or not I want to cover that on here, because tech like that is something I always keep in. You know, keep an eye on because we have the 3000 series coming up. There's already been a lot of stuff, but the game of focus like CS:GO.
Are you willing to pay? Are you willing to pay?
First of all, CS:GO can go on like on a USB thumb drive. All right, I think a TI-83 can run CS:GO.
Or those sick external SSDs that.
Yeah, but the RTX, the 3000 series, like I'm waiting to hear about that because I think I'm due.
Are you willing to pay $1,200 for the top one? I've convinced myself that. So I've been using the 1080 Ti for 4 years now, 3 or 4 years now, and it's.
Yeah, I would rock the top one. It's like a weird flex, but it's also like TBH, I've never, I think to this day, I've ever been pulled the trigger on like the latest GPU as soon as it drops and been on the top of it. Like I would eventually, when there's a deal, and maybe before the next generation comes out, so I can save a couple dollars. But my setup has evolved since, so the more and more.
So you're gonna need a hefty.
I think I'm gonna need it. So I'm kind of like, right now what I need is a CPU upgrade. I'm still rocking like a 5820. That's like a 5.
Dude, I've got a 6700.
Yeah, that one's fine still. Like that one's solid.
No, I mean it works great. I still get frames, but yeah, no, I think, and we can talk about this later because this is a totally different conversation. But I think honestly, I'm holding myself to a new standard here where like I either buy the top of the line graphics card, like pay that money, buy the top of the line graphics card with like the 2080 Ti, 1080 Ti, or else I'm going to regret it and end up spending more money. You know, people always are like, oh, I'm going to save money on the graphics card, and then a year later they're like, I want to upgrade. Like, oh, well, if you just spent the money
from the beginning, yeah, that's
exactly
that's the trick of the game. That's the trick of the game. But so we'll see. Hopefully in what is it, the 23rd, right? So maybe we will see possibly Call of Duty show up on the actual the Xbox Series X showcase. Did they even announce any developers or who's gonna be there?
So actually, believe it or not, and I'm wondering if maybe we do a live thing for it, if you're up for it, if we have the time for it.
If it happens during our time, it always is like we're down for it, but it's like we're doing it at 11 Pacific Standard Time. That's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For us.
I know. 9 a.m. Pacific Time, so 12 p.m. for Eastern.
Maybe we'll do a special. Maybe we'll do something.
Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
The reason I say this is because there was an article that I don't know if I sent it to you or not. Okay. We don't have to talk too much about it, but just so you guys know, going into this, there's an article that came out that said by Screen Rant, it said Xbox Series X is to have the most diverse third-party lineup in Xbox history. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Does it mean
that means
indie,
a lot of games?
AAA?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We will see. But until then, guys, loading is complete. Your day is now queued. Thank you very much for hanging out for another episode of Loading Screen. Of course, we will be live this Thursday at 11. Maybe if we can get some, if not 11, maybe a little bit later, so we can leeway that time to hit that 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if you and I both have time, maybe we go live at 11:45 or 11:30, do a pre-show, and then jump right into it.
It'll be lunch hour. It'll be lunch hour for us. So we'll get some sandwiches instead of coffee. But regardless, you guys should follow Nerd Street Gamers at NERDST Gamers on Twitter to find out, because we will most likely make an announcement there, probably the previous night, just to state, or maybe even earlier that day, like, hey, Loading Street will be live at this point. So make sure to follow us there, and of course follow the Twitch page as well to see when we're live. But past that, we're normally up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thank you very much for hanging out. Of course, thank you to ZipChair and Mike and Ike as always for sponsoring and promote and pushing this show over to letting us do it,
helping make it happen. Yep.
Eventually I will have my Mike and Ike pyramid behind here. I've got my awesome zip chair, but I will get my Mike and Ike my Mike and Ike pyramid over there that I'll just stare at and put some RGBs on and make it look really, really sick. But regardless, thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys on Thursday, and like I said, hopefully we'll hit you with the Xbox Series X showcase. But until then, stay cool. See you guys later.
Peace.